Hello, fellow traders. You remember a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, when I talked about community, how there's no more community in America? Well, just imagine if we did have community, say 300 million people, and we all decided not to make our house payments until we get equal what everybody else gets. It's no different if you were standing in line at the grocery store and the guy in front of you, they rang up his milk and looked at the way he was dressed because he didn't read books and kick ass and learn. They're gonna sell him his milk for $1 a gallon for the next 30 years. But you still pay $5. You gonna go for that? You know, talking to my neighbor last night, he's all uppity about, because we bought our houses in '98 and we actually still have 50% to 80% equity in our homes because we didn't buy at the top of the bubble. Wants to know why we can't get lower interest rates like everybody else, because it's kind of tough right now for us too. We just didn't overextend, but you know, like my business is doing about 1/3 of what it did last year in gross. You know what I said to him? You know what I said we're gonna do? Nothing. Isn't that funny? Nothing. You're gonna stand there and let him sell milk to the guy in front of you for $1 a gallon while we pay $5. Amazing, you know. As far as the market goes, I am getting crushed on FAS. I'm even at 50 on this trade. Have 1/3 of my trading money in there, you know. Almost down 50% now. You know, it was one day, if you remember that Sunday night, if we had another down day in the market and FAS came anywhere near 60, I was going to roll the dice, if you remember that one. Sell it all and reposition, and never got it, never came to me. Could have dumped at 53 pre-market and had to go to work, you know. Picked up a bunch of SLV at 13.30 Friday. I'm going to, you know, loaded another 1/3 of my portfolio in there, so I'm 1/3 cash. And you know, I've been going over in my head this rally, and you know, like I should have known they were gonna run it up as high as they did with, you know, the light volume over the summer. You know, that's why you need to write things down. You know, I think back over previous summers, it's happened before, rallies for no reason. Low volume. You know, we just came out of a major downturn, like I said, a major crash, shook a lot of people out. And like I said, the people that wrote it, once it came up, they seen their 2 million go to 700,000. It's back at 1.2. You know, they're retired. They are selling. Okay? And as they sold, that's why they bring it up higher. You know, if you're a trader, when you first started trading, that used to just kill you. When you got out and then it went higher, it would just kill you. You know, even if you got out at a profit. And that's where the market really rips with your emotions. And I think back over what happened, and I really like to analyze the psychological side of the market. And I tell you, it was, you know, it's still a setup. The real traders, they're obviously not involved, the real big hedge funds. The volume's not there. It's not going to be light forever. There's too many people trading, you know, too many hedge funds. They all didn't go belly up. You know, the volume's light, they have control of the market, and that's kind of where I still stand. I picked up the SLV because, you know, I'm a believer that, yeah, I mean, milk could be $10 a gallon. Remember when it went from 2 to 5, it's back around 2. You know, I just kind of like that theory. I'm just going to start cycling what I have into the SLV on the dips around 13, even lower if we get a nice breakdown in the commodities. I really feel it's coming. I'm at the point like I was down there at 6,600. You know, when I said this is it, I mean, I'm not putting no more money in, and I feel that way right now at these levels. Ridiculous looking, you know, through my watch lists, you know, Whole Foods at 25. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's only happening because the real big boys aren't there. I'm telling you, that's why they're able to manipulate this market the way they are, and they're sucking people in, and they're, you know, just like at the top of the housing when it was going up, people are like, geez, if I don't buy now, I'm not even going to be able to afford a house. And that's when you kind of had the little flurry, and you know, that's what they're getting right now. You know, they're trying to get that out of people, that if they don't get in now, this thing's going to 12,000, when in reality it can't go to 12,000. When I've been buying kegerators for my outdoor kitchens at Sam's Club for 5 years, and now only one in town sells kegerators and refrigerators and stuff like that. Last week, I've been buying them there for a year. Can't even get them there no more. Had to drive like 60 miles to get the last 2 at a Sam's Club 60 miles away. Gotta go direct. It's just amazing, and that's how these earnings and these profits are coming out better than expected, because they're burning up their inventory and they're not reordering. See, they're leaving the shelves empty. You know, I'm feeling the aggression from my fellow contractors and neighbors right now too. I think that's why they're trying to get this pump. They know it's, the confidence is sinking right now, and they're trying to get this last flurry sucking whoever they can. You know, time will tell, like I say, soon we'll know who knew. But I tell you, you know, going back to that thought, if everybody can come together and just say, you know what, we're not going to pay our house payments, all of us as a nation. You think they're going to kick us all out, foreclose everybody? They're already trying to juggle just the 10 million that are foreclosing right now. See what I'm saying? Community. Don't have it. If we don't get it, we're done. Good luck.